Hey everyone, welcome back to the English radio channel. This is your relaxed space to improve your English through real, everyday conversations.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Sarah. We are really happy you are here with us today. Grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's chat.
Today's topic is something very real. Honestly, it is something a lot of people feel, but they do not always understand it.
Yeah, think about the world today. Life is supposed to be easier now, right?
Exactly. We have machines to wash our clothes. We have machines to wash our dishes. We have apps on our phones that can do almost anything. Everything in our modern world is designed to save us time.
Right. 100 years ago, washing clothes took the whole day. Today, it takes 2 minutes to push a button. You can order hot food, and a person brings it to your door in 20 minutes. You can send a message to a friend on the other side of the world, and they get it in 1 second.
On paper, life should feel very light and very easy. We should have so much free time.
But somehow, we do not. Somehow, we still feel busy all the time.
Think about it. We even have apps that tell us when to drink water. We set reminders so we don't forget to call our parents. We have all these helpful tools.
But in reality, it feels heavier. That's the strange part. We save hours of time every week using modern tools, but we always say, I have no time.
And when you compare our lives to older generations, like our grandparents, it gets even more interesting.
Yeah, they had fewer tools. They had fewer simple comforts. They had to walk to the store. They had to cook everything from zero.
And still, many people feel like those older generations had more time.
They had more calm. They had more space in their day. They had more real rest.
Exactly. Evenings felt slower. People sat on their porches. Conversations lasted longer. They actually looked at the sunset.
Now we have every kind of technology helping us, but we are still running around saying, I'm too busy.
So maybe the problem isn't just time. Maybe we're looking at the wrong thing.
Maybe it's what's happening inside our minds.
Yes, because it's not just that our schedules are busy, it's that our brains are crowded. It's a very interesting phenomenon.
Wait, let's pause right there. Phenomenon. That's a really great word for our listeners to learn. What does that mean exactly?
Oh, sure. A phenomenon is an event, a situation, or a fact that we can see happening, especially one that is unusual or difficult to fully understand completely.
Right. So when you say feeling busy all the time is a phenomenon, you mean it is this strange situation that we all see happening in society, but it's hard to fully explain why.
Exactly. And the reason behind this phenomenon is that we have too many thoughts and too many small things pulling our attention away.
You check one email, then you check a text message, then you read a news headline.
And suddenly, your brain is completely full before the day even really starts.
And by the evening, you feel tired but not satisfied. You feel like you ran a marathon, but you never left your desk.
You know what I've been thinking lately about this whole feeling of being tired? Maybe the day doesn't actually start in the morning.
Oh? Where does it start then?
I really believe it starts the night before.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Tell me more about that.
Well, think about how most people spend their evenings. I know I'm guilty of this. I sit on the sofa, I turn on the TV, and at the same time, I'm scrolling through short videos on my phone.
Yes, the classic double screen habit.
Exactly. And if your night is noisy, stressful, or full of fast scrolling, your mind never really rests. Your brain is processing thousands of images, colors, sounds, and opinions.
So your body might be sleeping when you finally go to bed, but your thoughts don't stop. It's like your mind and body are completely out of sync.
Hold on, let's stop and explain that phrase, out of sync. I love that expression.
It's a very useful one. When two things are out of sync, it means they do not match or they are not moving or working together well. It comes from the word synchronize.
So, like when you watch a movie and the actor's lips are moving, but you hear the words a second later, the audio and the video are out of sync.
Exactly. And in this case, your physical body is lying still in bed, ready to rest, but your brain is still running fast because of all the videos you watched. Your body and mind are out of sync.
That is a perfect way to describe it. So instead of trying to fix your morning routine, instead of waking up earlier or drinking stronger coffee, maybe you need to calm your evening.
Yes, if you protect your evening, you protect your morning. By reading a quiet book or just talking with your family without screens, you prepare your brain for actual restful sleep.
Another big problem contributing to this feeling of being busy is how easily we lose our attention.
Yeah, and the scary part is that we don't lose our attention all at once. It's not like you just stare at a wall for 3 hours.
No, we lose it in tiny little pieces. Our attention becomes completely fragmented.
Wait, let's catch that word, fragmented. Let's break that down for the listeners.
Good idea. Fragmented means broken into small, separate pieces. Think of a glass plate falling on the floor and breaking into 50 tiny fragments.
So when you say our attention is fragmented, you mean we don't focus on one big thing for an hour. Instead, we focus on 60 different things for 1 minute each.
Exactly. A quick check of your email here, a random scroll on social media there, answering a quick text message from your mom.
And suddenly, your deep focus is gone. Your attention is fragmented, and you can't get it back easily.
There have been studies about this. Every time you switch your attention from your work to your phone and back to your work, it takes your brain about 20 minutes to fully focus again.
20 minutes, just because you looked at a funny cat video for 5 seconds.
Yes, so your mind feels constantly noisy, and it stays that way. You feel exhausted because your brain is constantly shifting gears.
It's like driving a car in heavy traffic. Stop, go, stop, go. It burns a lot more gas than driving smoothly on an open highway. Our brains are driving in heavy traffic all day.
Let's talk about another thing that drains our gas tanks: small, unfinished tasks.
Ah, yes, the things we keep delaying, the admin work of daily life.
Exactly. It's never the big life goals that stress me out on a Tuesday afternoon. It's the little things. Replying to that one message from a colleague, calling the dentist to change an appointment, filling out a short form for the bank.
Individually, those tasks are incredibly easy. Calling the dentist takes maybe 2 minutes.
But together, they feel incredibly heavy. Why do we procrastinate on them?
Procrastinate, another great vocabulary word. Let's make sure everyone knows what that means. To procrastinate means to intentionally delay or put off doing something that you should do, usually because it is boring or slightly unpleasant.
Right. I procrastinate all the time with my mail. I leave letters on my kitchen table for weeks. And the funny thing is, because you delay them, these small tasks accumulate in your mind.
Let's explain accumulate, too.
To accumulate means to gather or build up slowly over time, like snow falling on the ground. One snowflake is nothing, but when they accumulate, they can break the roof of a house.
That is a brilliant comparison. These tiny 2-minute tasks accumulate in the background of your brain. Even when you're watching a movie or playing with your kids, a small part of your brain is whispering, "You still need to call the dentist. You still need to pay that bill."
They stay in your mind all day, like open tabs on a computer browser. They slow the whole system down.
So sometimes the absolute best thing you can do for your mental health is not to take a long vacation. It's just to sit down and finish one small thing. Close one of those open tabs.
I agree. Whenever I finally make that call I was procrastinating on, I feel an instant physical relief in my shoulders. It's like magic. You know, people often say, "I just need more time. If I had an extra hour every day, everything would be perfect."
But honestly, I don't think that's true. I think what they really need is more energy.
Exactly. Because having free time doesn't help you at all if you're totally exhausted.
Think about a typical Friday evening. You finish work, you finally have the whole evening to yourself. You have 4 hours of complete free time. You could paint, you could learn a language, you could go for a walk.
But what do you actually do? You collapse on the couch and stare at the television because you feel completely depleted.
Let's explain that word for our listeners. Depleted.
To be depleted means to be completely empty of energy, supplies, or resources. Imagine a battery that is at 0%. It has been drained completely.
Yes, when your mental battery is depleted, a free hour doesn't feel like freedom. A tired hour is just an hour of recovery.
This is such an important realization. We spend so much money buying planners and calendars to manage our time, but we should be managing our energy.
Right. If you work a job that requires a lot of intense thinking and problem solving, your brain will be depleted by 5 p.m. You can't expect yourself to come home and write a novel or study advanced mathematics.
You have to give yourself grace. Understanding the difference between time and energy changes how you plan your whole life.
Building on that idea of energy, have you noticed how some hours of the day just feel better than others?
Oh, definitely. Some hours you are sharp, focused, and clear. You can write an email or finish a project in 20 minutes.
And some hours, your brain just refuses to work. The exact same project might take you 2 hours, and it will feel like torture.
This is because our energy levels naturally fluctuate throughout the day.
Let's pause. Fluctuate. That's a strong, advanced word.
To fluctuate means to change continually, shifting back and forth or up and down. Think of the temperature during a week in spring. One day it's hot, the next day it's cold. The temperature fluctuates.
And our internal energy fluctuates too. For me, my most optimal time is early in the morning, around 8 a.m. I am a superhero.
Let's clarify optimal for everyone.
Optimal means the best, most favorable, or most effective situation.
So your optimal time is 8 a.m. For me, it's actually mid-morning, around 10 to noon. That is when my brain is at its peak. But you know what the tragedy is?
What?
People often waste their most optimal hours on unimportant things.
Oh, that is so true. I used to get to my desk at 8 a.m., my brain fully charged, and what did I do? I answered basic emails and organized my digital folders.
Right, you used your superhero energy to do simple administrative work. And then, at 2 p.m., when your energy naturally drops and your mind starts to drift, you try to do the hard, creative work.
Let's catch the word drift.
To drift means to be carried slowly by a current of air or water without any direction, like a boat without a motor floating on a lake.
So when your mind drifts, it means you can't focus. Your thoughts are just floating away out the window.
Exactly. So maybe the secret to a better day isn't working longer. It's about protecting your strongest moments. Do your hardest work during your optimal hours and save the easy emails for when your mind starts to drift. Here is a really hard lesson for a lot of people: saying no.
Oh, very hard. It's something I still struggle with every single week.
Because we always think time is taken from us by bad luck or bad bosses, but honestly,
Sometimes we just give it away.
exactly. We say yes to small favors, quick requests, extra meetings.
Someone asks, "Can you just look at this report? It'll only take 5 minutes." Or a friend says, "Can you help me pick up this furniture on Saturday morning?" And you say yes because you want to be kind. We try to juggle everyone else's needs along with our own.
Let's explain juggle in this context. Usually when we hear juggle, we think of a clown in a circus throwing balls in the air and catching them.
Right, but in everyday conversation, to juggle means to try to manage many different activities, responsibilities, or tasks at the same time without failing at any of them.
So we juggle our job, our family, our friends, our hobbies, and when someone adds an extra task, we add another ball in the air.
But eventually, you drop the balls. Those 5 minutes add up. A 5-minute favor here, a 30-minute coffee meeting there. Suddenly, your whole Tuesday is gone, and you didn't do anything you actually planned to do.
And sometimes we say yes just to feel useful, or because we feel an obligation.
Let's define obligation.
An obligation is a duty or a commitment. It's something you feel you must do, often because of social pressure or a sense of guilt, not because you actually want to do it.
Yes, you go to that dinner party because you feel an obligation, not because it will bring you joy. But every unnecessary yes costs you something. It costs you your energy, your rest, and your peace.
Learning to say no politely is a superpower. You don't have to be rude. You can just say, I would love to help, but I don't have the capacity right now. When you learn to do that, you begin to reclaim your life.
Let's grab that word reclaim. It means to get something back that was lost or taken away.
When you say no to an unnecessary meeting, you reclaim your time. You take it back for yourself.
Another massive problem in our modern world is simply the speed of everything.
Everything feels rushed. It feels like we are in a state of perpetual motion.
Oh, perpetual. Beautiful word. Let's explain it.
Perpetual means never ending or never changing, continuing forever. So perpetual motion means moving constantly without ever stopping to rest.
That is exactly what modern life feels like. We rush through our meals, we eat sandwiches in our cars while driving, we take a walk, but we are listening to a podcast at double speed. We even rush our rest.
I only have 20 minutes to relax. I need to relax as fast as possible.
Exactly. And then at the end of the week, we sit back and say, wow, where did the week go? It flew by.
But the truth is, the week didn't fly by. We just didn't really experience it. We were not present.
Yeah, when life moves too fast, you stop noticing the details. You stop tasting your food. You stop feeling the weather. You stop really hearing what your friends are saying.
Because you can't sustain that kind of speed.
Let's review sustain.
Sustain means to keep something going continuously over a period of time. You might be able to sprint for 1 minute, but you cannot sustain a sprint for a mile. The human body breaks down.
And the human mind breaks down too if we try to sustain this perpetual rushing. We have to purposefully choose to slow down. Drink your coffee without looking at a screen. Walk outside without headphones. Let your mind be quiet. So, looking at everything we discussed today, maybe this whole issue isn't really about managing our time better.
No, calendars and timers won't fix a crowded mind. It's really about being more aware of ourselves,
It is about protecting your attention from distractions,
protecting your energy from things that deplete you.
protecting your presence in the moment.
The goal of a good life isn't to pack 50 tasks into every single hour.
It's to actually live those hours, to be awake and aware for them.
Before we finish up today, let's quickly do a fast recap of the great English vocabulary we highlighted during our chat.
Great idea. We covered some fantastic words today.
First, we talked about a phenomenon, an unusual event or situation that we can observe.
We talked about things being out of sync when two things do not match or flow well together, like a tired body and a racing mind.
We discussed how our attention gets fragmented, broken into tiny separate pieces because of constant interruptions.
We discussed how we procrastinate, delaying things we need to do, and how those small tasks accumulate or gather up and build heavy pressure in our minds.
We realized that sometimes we're not out of time, but our energy is depleted, completely empty.
We learned that energy levels fluctuate, they go up and down, and we need to find our optimal time, which is our best and most effective time of day.
During our low energy times, our minds tend to drift, moving slowly without direction.
We talked about how hard it is to juggle, managing many tasks at once, especially when we take on an obligation, which is a duty we feel forced to do.
But by saying no, we can reclaim or take back our precious time.
Finally, we warned against living in perpetual motion, never-ending speed, because human beings cannot sustain or keep up that kind of speed forever. Well, we hope this conversation gave you something helpful to think about today, along with some great new English vocabulary. Before we go, we'd absolutely love to hear from you.
Yes, what quietly takes up most of your time every day? Is it your phone? Is it small tasks? Is it saying yes to too many people?
And what is one small change you want to try this week to protect your energy?
Write your thoughts in the comments below. We really do read every single one of them. It helps us know what you want us to talk about next.
If you enjoyed this relaxed conversation, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.
And share it with a friend or family member who might need to hear this message today. Maybe someone who's juggling too many things.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mark.
This is the English Radio Channel.
See you next time, everyone. Have a peaceful week. Take care.